Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover. From one that showed Benzino call out 50 Cent as he believes 50 is hurting hip-hop and more, which we'll get to in a moment. Today we also have another one that came out of left field when Elton John spoke on his collaboration with Eminem when M produced Ghetto Gospel, and he expanded on how this happened and how that was one of his proudest moments, and we'll expand on that in a bit. Today we also have more on Kanye West, who decided to come clean about Drake. And on Drake we got Xzibit speak on Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, and this sparked heated debates online due to some of the comments made by Xzibit, and we'll get to this in a moment. And starting with Kanye West's message to Drake, it goes, I saw a video of Drake walking through his house and showing he had a library of rhyme books. Man, I wish I could have seen and remembered this when my jealousy overtook me. I love Drake, I'ma say this, when I die, I need Drake to speak at my funeral. And at this rate, due to the flip-flopping we continue to see when it comes to how Kanye feels about Drake, at some point he could be branded Drake's Benzino. The flip-flopping is crazy. And this sparked reactions like, jokes aside, I wonder how Drake feels about this. One of his biggest inspirations has been envious of him since his come up and stayed obsessed with him for more than a decade now. And just like we pointed out, another user expanded, this is normal. Kanye will crap on Drake, then go on Drink Champs and call Drake the greatest rapper ever and say, I wish Drake could write all my verses. And in Kanye's corner, some have concluded, I can never hate Kanye for hating on Drake because he's genuinely bipolar and he made Graduation. Those other bums can kick rocks though. And speaking on Drake, we got to hear from Xzibit and Bill Maher on the Club Random podcast, and there was a bit of a back and forth going on between Bill Maher and Xzibit, as you'd see in a bit, as Bill Maher clearly believes that calling Drake a pedophile is doing it too much if there's no proof behind it. Check out snippets from the podcast.
I never saw anything that proved he was a pedophile. There's been no court. There's been nobody brought any cases against him. Obviously, it's possible, especially in the music industry, but I guess it's possible for anybody. And so maybe it's well known within the industry.
There's a clip of like him talking to a 14-year-old girl on the stage, and that was suspect. And then
on the stage?
On the stage.
And we hear what he's saying?
Okay, yeah, you hear what he's saying.
What is it? Come back to my room?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, we heard it. What is it?
I don't remember what it is. I just know that's where that comes from, that clip.
Well,
and then he was talking to...
It must have been something.
It was something that made your eyebrow raise.
Okay.
And then he was talking to the Millie Bobby Brown girl about relationship shit. And, it's just, and people like to run with things, right? So really it started from, a feature, and we'll probably never know when Jab started or whatever, but it boiled over into this thing where it became this David and Goliath moment. And what you're seeing and why people are celebrating it so much is that this big, huge machine, this so-called rapper from Compton, that yes, he has success, but he's not as big as us.
But hardly David.
Right, well, I mean, compared to the way you view things. Right.
Just
but it blew up and it turned into something that,
Well, it blew up because he kept making records about it. And he would never stop singing it.
No.
And he sang it at the Super Bowl. It's just, I thought, well, he's definitely not going to sing it at the Super Bowl.
No, he did that shit.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
I thought he would say to himself, I've made my point. It's just gonna look like overkill. But no, it was like, let's have some overkill. Again, I would not want to be someone who, if I was innocent of this crime, because it's a pretty serious thing to level at somebody. You kind of have to really know for sure, don't you?
No. Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Hold on. No, I understand.
Pedophile?
But no, listen. This is a rap battle.
Yes.
This is not testimony or deposition. This is a fucking rap battle.
And apart from the pedophile allegations, they also spoke about the aftermath as the back and forth between UMG and Drake still continues when it comes to the lawsuit for defamation over the song, and Xzibit shared his thoughts on the case, and he believes that Drake is being a hypocrite based on the details of the lawsuit. Check it out.
I think when you're in a rap battle, the option is to either bow out gracefully or to come back with something harder.
No, so you're saying we're not for the suit, the Drake?
No, there's no suing it.
Well, Drake sued his own record company.
Yeah, I understand. But he's basically saying that you did something for someone else that you used to do for me, and here's how I know. You're doing the same thing that you're doing for him, you used to do for me, and I'm blowing the whistle now.
I see.
You're boosting this and boosting that. Well, I mean, I think that's not true. Like, the world loves that song.
Now, this has sparked split reactions as you'd expect. And first of all, Xzibit was called out for mistaking the age of the girl that Drake allegedly kissed on stage. Check it out. Telling that story as if that girl was actually 14 years old is insane. That's the type of ish that gets stories versus facts effed up. Not saying the situation as a whole wasn't a bit effed from the start, but we all know that girl wasn't 14. Get the F out of here, Xzibit. Loudly crying emoji. And in Bill Maher's corner, some have expanded. Maher has the correct response here. Pedophilia will never be a joke. It is a shame this rap battle trivialized that to become the butt of jokes. Shake my head. And in Xzibit's corner, some have fired back with, it was all fun and games until Drake went after Kendrick's family on Family Matters. Kendrick said, if you take it there, I'm taking it further. That's something you don't want to do on Euphoria. And some are putting the whole culture on blast for letting this slide. Dysfunctional ethically, no wonder the culture doesn't live by any good morals or ethics. Homie wouldn't be saying the same ish if he was being called a pedophile, laughing my freaking bum off. But where do you stand? Do you agree with Bill Maher that calling Drake a pedophile without knowing for sure is wrong, or do you stand with Xzibit that anything goes in a rap battle? Although in this case, Not Like Us has transcended what is expected for diss tracks to do. I mean, it won 5 Grammys and was performed at the Super Bowl. So when it comes to diss tracks, this is a new one, to be honest. And moving on to the next one, Benzino called out 50 Cent on his recent Vlad interview when they spoke about 50's antics online, like trolling Irv Gotti, for instance. And while Benzino was more level-headed than usual, he still put 50 on blast. Check out a snippet from Vlad TV.
50 is disrespectful. We're not going to use, at least I'm not going to use the word trolling in place of his actions and the shit he does. It's disrespectful. And nobody wants to be disrespected. Respect is key, that we respect one another. And 50 doesn't respect anybody. When you look at 50's coming up, and it's, people say it's not an excuse, but it is an excuse. 50 came up fucked up. We all did. Some know how to handle it better. He's not handling his trauma good. See, now I know what trauma is. I've been to therapists. And now I understand that those things that I thought were normal were not normal. And that they were just being suppressed inside of me. And that's why I have outbursts of crying, because I didn't cry at all when I was young. I just have so much unpacked trauma and so much diabolical shit that happened in my life that it comes out in times that I don't even know, because I'm just a human being.
When Benzino talks about having outbursts and crying, he's probably got the most epic compilation in hip-hop history when it comes to crash outs. Check out some highlights.
Suck my dick, suck my dick, suck my dick. Look up to that, you what up, ass nigga. Your mother's sucking my dick.
Don't engage with him.
I can't believe you. You getting water? I can't fucking believe you. How could you do this to me for him?
All right, do me a favor. Put your hands behind your back for me real quick, all right?
You stupid. You slanty-eyed.
Don't do this. Stop. No. I'll tell them no. I'll tell them no, okay? Just stop.
Nah, man. Ooh, we're failing as a people. Ooh.
So he's not wrong, and like we've said in previous videos, after he said he went to a therapist, we hope he's handled his demons for real.
50, I don't think has done the necessary steps to get over his trauma. You're doing kid shit. You're doing stuff to get laughs, clicks, and comments, at the result of somebody else's demise. He does it to Jay-Z, does it to Diddy. We never laughed at anybody, not even our enemies. The thing is, in jails, you end up getting locked up with guys that you've been beefing with or gangs you've been beefing with for years, and you become friends in jail. We're trying to kill each other, but they put us in their system, hey, and now we become friends. What type of backwards ass shit is that? So we got a lot of work to do, but the work doesn't help when one of the biggest guys out there with the biggest platforms is constantly tearing down black men, successful black men. What message is that sending out? I've never heard nobody when at 50, other than the Irvin Ja Rule thing, that's their beef comes from their hood. I just don't think that what he does, I think what he does is hurting hip hop. The internet is making it common to now be famous. A person that has no talent other than trying to say some shit or do some shit to get clicks and comments. Now 50 is beyond that. 50 has, his career has been an amazing career. Acting, producing, rapping, all at major high level. Why the fuck do you always have to fucking start trouble with everybody and continue trouble with guys with your peers? That's bitch shit. That's whole shit.
But what are your thoughts? Do you agree with Benzino's take on this whole thing? That 50 is hurting hip-hop by his antics? Or do you think 50 has been justified based on what he's had to go through? As if you recall, even Irv revealed that he was deliberately blocking 50's success in the beginning, and it was only after he flew out of reach and met with Eminem and Dre that things changed. The same can be said about when Jay-Z tried to block him from performing with Dre and Eminem at the Super Bowl, and to an extent, the same can be said about Diddy, who wanted to take him shopping. What are your thoughts? And moving on to the next point, we got to hear from Elton John a few hours ago, thanks to a recent interview from Express that goes, Elton John named song that's one of his proudest moments. It is a surprising choice. And check this out from the article. He recalled, Eminem produced the Tupac record, and he had a sample of Indian Sunset on it for Ghetto Gospel. It is one of my proudest moments. I thought, oh my God, I can die and go to heaven. The song co-written by Elton's longtime lyricist Bernie Taupin is inspired by Taupin's fascination with the Old West. But after Tupac's untimely death, Eminem remixed an early version of Ghetto Gospel, replacing a loop from Tracy Chapman's Crossroads with a large chunk of the 1971 Elton album track. In its new incarnation as Ghetto Gospel, the song moves from being a cinematic piece of storytelling to a more hard-hitting social commentary, with Tupac making references to murdered black activists like Malcolm X and Bobby Hutton. After hearing the track for the first time, Elton praised Eminem, saying how he's managed to meld that with Tupac, I'll never know. It is just genius. And over on social media, this sparked split reactions as expected. On one end, some believe Eminem did an amazing job. He's so talented. However, this news was met with criticism for the most part. As a fan, I hated it. The original was much better. I probably would have liked it more if we got a mastered version of both, but putting that out instead of the original pissed me off, lol. And we got more on this note. Those Eminem remixes were terrible. The fans want the songs with the original beats released, and they kept going. I really think Pac would have not liked the beat.
You're psychic?
And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on this one, because personally, Ghetto Gospel remains on my rotation to this day, and this is not an unpopular opinion, as it is by far the most played song on Loyal to the Game, and it is one of Tupac's most streamed songs ever on Spotify, with over 281 million streams at the moment. But what are your thoughts on the song overall, and Elton John's take about this being one of the proudest moments of his career? Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. See you on the next one.